Hi, you're watching All 24, and I'm Gary Waterman, head coach of St. Francis Xavier University. Today I'm going to be speaking to you about my RDR formula, three keys to program or organizational success. And although my bullet points will focus from mainly a football perspective, I think there's a lot of elements in here that apply in the business world. So the first element is recruit. I think recruiting is a critical element to football. It's also important in business, finding the right type of fits into your program or organizational structure. I think from a football perspective, whether you're a minor football coach and you're trying to increase numbers into your program and going out there in the community and finding young boys and girls to get them excited and exposed to the game of football, or whether you're a high school football coach and you have to hit your feeder schools and find kids there and expose them to what you're doing and let them know that there's a program at your when they come up to the high schools, or maybe you're walking down the hallway of a high school and you're finding body types that maybe could be a good fit to what you want to do, or you're watching other teams play and you're seeing kids and athletes on the ice or on the court or in the schools that maybe haven't played football, and you want to get them out there and exposed because it could turn out that they could be very good at the sport of football. So I think those are all key elements. For us at the university level, obviously we're able to have a broader reach, and so we can go nationwide and international. So we usually do it in a way where we have a vetting process. We're trying to find the right fits into our culture, and we use looking for three profiles. We usually start with an athletic profile, and we have some criteria that we're looking for to see if we believe they can play at our level. And then obviously the academic profile. Are they going to be able to qualify? Are they going to be able to stay? And how much support are they going to need? And of course, finally, the most important one is that character profile. Do they fit? Are they good people? And so those are critical elements in our recruiting uh, portion. I think the next thing is develop. I think once you've done the work in recruiting them, now you've got to develop them, and I think that's critical at all levels. And if you're in a business world, I think you've got to commit to developing your employees. I think in the football world, we're talking about technique improvement, nutritional advice. Maybe things on like how do you gain weight, how do you lose weight, pre-workout, post-workout meals, any type of advice you can give them. Obviously, a strength and conditioning program. We're talking about something in season, off season, in summer. I'm always going to be a person that encourages our athletes or minor athletes when I was doing high school, to play other sports. I think that's important. But there are going to be some that just want to be dedicated to football. And so if that's the case, then I think you want to make sure you have structure, you provide things in place for them to be developed. Obviously, speed training is another critical element. This game is about running. And so you want to improve their speed and give them some drills and techniques and how to do that. And of course, you always want to increase their football knowledge, and you want to provide support in that area. I was on a Facebook group, and I saw a coach make a post about in the offseason, he had his quarterback. He challenged them to design three plays and come back and describe them and come back and report to them. I thought that was pretty neat, and it's just another way of helping them come along from a knowledge standpoint. So that's critical as well. And I think the most important one in the RDR is the retain. I think retainment of people. So you do all that work to recruit them and you develop them. You want to keep them there and you want to retain them. In the football circles, you want to keep them coming back year to year. In the business world, you're going to have headhunters and people coming out for them, and so you want to give them some incentive to want to stay with your organization. So with retaining, I think the most important thing is one of the critical things is structure. You got to provide structure in the football circles. You got to be organized. I think if you have a lot of standing around, kids get bored. If you're not doing things in a timely manner, so if you have a 2 hour practice turns into a 3 hour practice every other night, kids just aren't going to like that. They're not going to be able to count on setting their own schedules, and they're not going to be interested. I think you got to make it fun. I think that's another real important thing. Yes, you got to get down to business and you got to work them, but I think you can do it in a way that it's fun. They enjoy being around. It's sort of a family atmosphere. They like coming there. I think that's very important. If they're not having fun, they're not coming back. I think you've got to provide supports in an academic world, certainly in a school structure, because if they're not doing well academically, they're not going to be able to play. And so I think you need to provide supports. And I think one of the really important things in today's time is mental health support. I think you have to be there for them. You have to listen. You have to be able to provide a safe environment. Sometimes having yoga instructors and doing yoga sessions can be something for some people today. And I think providing that mental support and knowing that they're in a safe environment, they can come to you if they need support. I think that's important to retaining them. So you've been watching the RDR Formula 3 Keys to Program Success on All 24. Look forward to sharing more thoughts with you in the future.